the promised land. I am the High Priestess Phoenix, spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, prophet, messenger of God, the child of God, the Lilith reincarnated on another one. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch what I just posted in my community page. I'm so excited. Nah, bro. I'm like, oh, hell. Oh, hell. This is going to be big. What am I talking about? I got off the phone with my videographer, and I was so pleased to know that he knows exactly what to do and told me exactly what I needed to do. And it's a lot to do, but it can be done. And I'm so, like, when I finished it, like, when I typed it off, it's like, you don't understand. It's one thing to go out into the big world and try to find somebody to work with. But since the very fucking beginning, God gave me the best of the best of the best, bro. You're like, seriously? I swear, I never had to go any further than what God gave me. I never had to go past my intuition, the first fucking choice. In the essence, how did you find him? I can't remember. But he wasn't from here. And when I started looking into it, I was like, everybody knew him. He's a great person, totally reliable, the nicest, coolest dude ever. And like, everybody knew him. So anyways, I go to tell him, I was like, I don't know if you've ever done anything with a documentary. He's like, actually, I was a judge for the documentary department over in the Denver Film Festival. You must understand, for him to be an honorary judge, that means, and that's just in general because he already works with everybody here. So they know that he has the right eyes. And now he judges what is a good documentary to go forward. So to ask him to help me make a documentary means, as already being a judge, he knows exactly what it takes and what is considered good. So when it says that it was produced by my, videographer, that's a stamp of approval to all of the heads up. You know what I mean? And that's why it's important to get, in the essence, it's like they don't just work with anybody because it's their name they're putting on the line. It has to be a quality product. They're going to do the best with whatever you give them, but it has to be because they're putting their name on it. And so I got so excited about that. And just his full understanding of what it was going to take. It's like, okay, that's a lot. It's like, well, let me tell you what happened. So since my music video that you recorded, I had a spiritual awakening, and I went on one of these crazy stories, that psychoanalysts call, the journey from the subconscious or the conscious into the subconscious. And I documented it all, and I'm here to, reveal the hidden scrolls to people. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, something like that. And that's what's cool too, is because like, whoever they dealt with, whatever Lisa they dealt with, Lisa still lives here in some sense. So they're like, they know they're dealing with something, you know what I mean? They got some sense of me. And it was just, I was really just blown away. It's one thing, I didn't know if he'd know what to do with it, if I'd have to work with someone else, but he knows exactly what to do and how it needs to be done properly. And that's just fucking easy breezy, beautiful cover girl in the sense of, but he's not going to do all the work. Otherwise, I'd be paying him thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to sit there with me watching all this video. So what I really got to do is spend my own time watching thousands and thousands of hours of videos and put them together for a couple of hours that I can sit down with him. But it's not going to be as hard as I thought. I was like, all right, bro, I got to be fully honest. It's going to take me a long time to go through this stuff. I was like, give me 30 days at least, dude. In the sense of, I'm not going nowhere, but there's no reason for me to call you. And it's not because I need 30 days to make the money. It's going to take me at least 30 days to dig through this shit. Like, truthfully, so I can, and I was like, and as far as the full date, bro, we can't. The footage itself, dude, you know what I mean? It's really, like, all I was seeing my shadows and me crying and shit. I was like, oh, God, no, we can't sit through hours of me crying. Like, nobody wants to do that. Yet you guys do it over here hourly. I was very overwhelmed about the change and everything that was being asked upon me, but I accepted it and I put it on and I wore this shit, and it was so heavy today. I really had a hard time pulling myself out of bed. I did, but I didn't. I looked really pretty in my dress. People kept telling me how pretty my dress was. It's like, you don't see the ugly look on my face? All you see is my pretty dress? Fine, whatever. Pretty in pink. Going back to it. Am I still? No. I got in my sweatpants and my fucking grandma sweater, and I'm out by the lake, or by the river. Down by the river. In the essence, it's going to be hard work, but it's not, because I'm like, where am I going to have time to do this? And that's where they opened Patreon, bro. And by opening Patreon, I realized a whole lot of stuff. It's like, all you fucking stalkers that are watching me on the fucking Google accounts and shit, you don't get to watch me no more. And if you do, you have to contribute to what I'm doing. Which is essence, then I don't give a fuck if you watch me, as long as you're help me help other people. But right now, you're being helpless and useless, truthfully. And I get to start fresh. I don't have to talk to them like they're listening, because I can start fresh knowing they're not. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of, I don't know who the fuck you subscribers are. I don't know who you are. I never look. If I did, if I could find you, I'd probably remove you. I have a lot of those days where I'm taking people away. I think today was a great example of that. No, I don't want to be your fucking friend. On the other hand, come to Patreon if you want to live. And that's how that kind of looks. And then I realized, I'm looking up at the moon and I'm like, dang, it's almost getting full. I was like, when's this full moon? And then it said the full moon in Libra on the 12th, and I was waiting for the 12th for Venus, and I got all excited. I was like, this is all balancing out all these shitty relationships. It's giving me a fresh new start. I have, new purpose and new life. It's going to be different and change, you know what I mean? A lot. I thought I was taking on more, but I'm taking off more. Is what I really am. As far as, this channel, I don't know. Definitely Sunday Fun Day readings. We'll keep the Jupiter readings. We'll keep all that shit. But I'm going to keep all of the actual healing and testimony and stuff over there. And we're going to go into specific, you know what I mean? Keep it on the daily schedule over there. I don't know if I'm going to do daily reads over there or not, because I might get burned out. I've literally got to sit down and start watching those motherfucking videos, bro. I don't watch those videos, bro. They're like, never? No. Not unless I remember one, and they'll just show me parts of it. There's specific videos they show me parts of, but that's like, it's literally every minute of my life is in those videos, bro. That's why I'm like, how the fuck did you come up with this fantasy of I'm this and that when you've watched every minute of my life for the last 2 years? You think I've just been putting on a fucking one hell of a show? God's showing you, motherfuckers. That's how I feel about it. In the essence, it's like, how did you not see me for what I was worth? When I was showing you what I had in me all the time. I was being pushed to my limits at all times. You know what I mean? Showing my worth at all times. Worthless motherfuckers. I'm excited about the change. Because, there's times when I'll make videos, before I'll probably have to do the same thing as I make the videos on my Instagram and then uploaded them. Before you have enough followers or subscribers on YouTube, you have to just upload videos. And I like that. I like that it was just me in the room. I like that people weren't watching me. You know what I mean? Weren't tuned in. I just had me, and then, they could have me later after I was done with them. But it's like, no. Like, have me live. Like, you're like live in my bullshit. And I don't think anybody fully understood that, because all my videos are live. This is literally what I'm doing right this moment. You're literally living my moments with me. How did you fuck this up? You know what I mean? There's over literally 3,000 videos alone that are completely accessible. And these people have walked with me through all of it, through the valleys of the shadows of my death, transformation and rebirth. And that's what I'm going to try to summarize for, all the people to come. And going back to it, it's like, dude, he's going to make the best documentary with me. He's going to make the best documentary. He's not going to let me make a bad documentary. And that's amazing, bro. That's amazing. You want it to be good. In the essence, the footage itself is raw as fuck and it's real. And that's what a documentary is about. me being able to tell the story, that's what it's going to come down to, is that's what he said, what story do you want to tell? And that's what it is there's so many stories to be told, but now I know exactly what I want to tell. And then it's like, well, where do I pull the highlights of that story out when there's so much being told in this story? And that's where it comes down to, is I make this story now about me and my journey. Not about all of you, but about what I went through. Not what you put me through, but what I learned. All of that, that's just extra. That's just extra. That you were just the extra. But the story was how God was working in my life. Not how you were. But how God worked. And he works, you know what I mean? And I work for him, and we work together. And that's the story to be told to everyone. Not you working my motherfucking nerves all the fucking time. With that being said, I'm going to celebrate. I told my kids that earlier I had this desire to go get an ice cream. I'm not really an ice cream type person, but it was more, I think, the hot day was out. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, let's do it later. It feels more celebratory now. I want a cherry on top of that one. Right before I get to work, right? God who gives us strength on a Tuesday, bro. On a Tuesday. Hey, maybe if my phone charges, I'll pull the cards later on tonight. One more for the road. I'm going to do a couple more readings, but by Friday, no. You're going to have to go over there. I don't know. Again, I have to upload the video, so I'll probably do it Friday morning, upload it Friday night. And then, as I stated, I want to be part of the comments. If there's comments to be had, let's have a conversation about what you're watching. And let's talk about it. You don't have to just watch me. I want to know what you know what I mean? How does this resonate with you? Anyways, keep up with me if you can. If not, we're getting close to the end of where I leave you off. And then you'll have to start all over with everybody else. Ultimately, you're going to end up on my Patreon. That's where I'm going to put it all. Why? I've seen too much go down. I've seen how it all goes down. And that's it. It's like, they're about to shut down motherfucking TikTok all the fucking time. YouTube be stealing people's fucking monetization and shoving all kinds of fucking video or ads on that bullshit. You know what I mean? Fans only is for sexting and weird shit like that. Like, nah. That's what it is. This is going to cost a lot of money to save a lot of lives, but this is what I'm trying to do. It's not a penny in my pocket. It's a fucking dime in the fucking, you know what I mean? In God's church, bro. God's vision. What he saw and what he used me to do. And what he wants to be done. And it shall be done. But don't you want to be a part of it? You know what I mean? You could have played a part. And the part is just your own healing. Because that's what I offer to you. I offer it to you here and over there. I'm going to try to, you know what I mean? Make it better. Be better at it. As we do. Hey. I wish you happy sailing on your next journey as I take my next journey. This week is full of another, dark night of the soul where we'll have to be pushed to our limits. We'll have to let go of some things. We'll have to say goodbye to some things. We'll have to embrace some new things. Face our fears. Overcome some challenges. Have some tears. Some laughs along the way. We made it through a Monday. Hip-hop hooray! Hey, play some Pac today. That's all I gotta say about that. Laters.